Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we interviewed Sarah Allen. Sarah Allen is a local realtor in the Minnesota area. She is a part-time realtor, which is something that we want to preface because Sarah is also a full-time college professor. So listen to this interview and take a look at some of her systems, what she's doing, and how she's gaining a lot of success in her area. Thanks so much. If you want to give us maybe a bit of insight on your background.
So my background, I actually got into real estate October of 2016. So I haven't been doing it that long, but prior to that, and I still actually am a college professor. I've been teaching for actually almost 11 years now. So I've been doing that quite a while. I love both of those fields. So as long as I can keep doing both of them, I think I'll be happy to be able to have both of those passions.
Nice. Okay. Maybe let's chat a bit more about your, the education component. You mentioned in our previous written interview that you are a communications professor.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you also mentioned that you have a very good ability to read people. Can you maybe give us a bit more information on that and how that works with integrating that into real estate?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, communication is key, and I think any facet, any job, any interaction with people just in general. And I think as we use technology more and more, we're having the inability to read some of those things that we traditionally should be able to read.
Right.
Just trying to always get to my students when their heads are down in their cell phones, and it's like, let's interact and let's be able to read people. And I just feel that I have more of a intuitive sense to people's emotions. I think I'm more of an emotional empath, where I'm able to read people, and that's something that I do look into, like astrology a little bit. I am a Cancer, and we're emotional beings, so I attribute it to that just a little bit. But I think that being able to really understand people at that level of being able to read nonverbals. Like I was just with a client last night, and they were going to put an offer in on a house, and I could read their body language, where I was like, you know what, I know you guys really don't want this house. You're going to be settling, and if we end up getting it, you're not going to be happy. And so I actually talked my clients out of putting an offer in on a house last night just because I read their body language. And this morning I actually got a text from the wife saying, after we thought about it, we realized that it wasn't the right house. Thanks for kind of bringing us back down to reality and knowing what we really should be going for.
Right. That's fantastic. And so maybe what kind of body language were you seeing in those people then?
It's more so like those subtle, like facial expressions. So
Right.
Not seeing that excitement, that genuine smile. If they are smiling, it might be one of those just that's happening in the mouth, but you
Right.
want it to happen throughout the whole face. Lack of eye contact. Like
Okay.
if you already kind of have a rapport with your clients, seeing when any nonverbals are off from their traditional nonverbals that they typically use.
Right.
So being able to really be in tune with those things. And I mean, looking at like there's a thing called the self-touch gesture. If you ever start playing with your hands a lot, it means that you're nervous and that you're trying to calm yourself down. So watching what your client's hands are doing, and if they're kind of rubbing their hands together, it may show that they're nervous, which nerves are a part of real estate, buying and selling houses. But being able to pick up on those things and say, hey, let's relax, and let's find out what you're nervous about and try to overcome those nerves.
Interesting. I really like that. Do you have any tips for people who are just kind of learning how to read people?
Yeah, definitely. There's a really, really great documentary called The Secrets of Body Language. It's on YouTube. It is a couple years old, but it looks at like political figures and some celebrity figures where we've kind of been analyzing their nonverbals through media, but you can use them for day-to-day life. It's a
Right.
really, really great documentary to watch.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. So let's move on from that then. So we have your background. So let's maybe chat about why you decided to join StreetText.
So StreetText, I had never heard of it before, but when I went to the NAR convention in Chicago this year, I went to a lot of different panels, a lot of different speakers, and there was one particular panel where there was a lot of successful agents on that panel, and I wanted to be in their shoes. I wanted to be up there talking about my success, and one of them talked about the fact that he used StreetText and BombBomb Video, and I immediately started implementing it right after the convention.
Okay,
So.
awesome. And do you often go to conventions and stuff like that, or as much as you can? I know you mentioned that you are a huge follower in, I can't remember his name off the bat of my head. You'll have to remind me.
Cardone?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, love to be able to go to more conventions. I really, really want to go to Tony Robbins this year. He's actually going to be in Chicago in July.
Very
And
cool.
so I'd really like to be able to have the opportunity. My broker is going, so I want to be able to possibly go with her. But I read a lot.
Yeah.
Since the NAR convention, I've read like 18 or 19 books
Wow.
on self-help and how to make money and how to be motivational and real estate, all these different books to obviously being a professor, reading, I believe it's really important. Education is important. So I try to read about a book a week, book every 2 weeks.
So with that in mind, then let's maybe jump right into your goals, because I know that that probably all hovers around your, some of your goals as well. So let's dive into that a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It was actually really funny. Yesterday, I went over to my mom's house and she was cleaning out like my childhood bins of work, and she gave me this timeline. This is my goals.
Oh,
I made
wow.
it when I was 11 years old. And what's funny about it, looking at it, one of my goals was to be retired by the time I was 53. And
Okay.
I still to this day, I actually want to retire when I'm 45. So it got a little bit stronger, but it was just so funny to see that at 11 years old, I was already writing these goals for myself. And so I've just really been a goal-oriented person my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily know where I got that from because my parents aren't like super goal-driven necessarily, or they didn't necessarily instill that in me. But I think writing down your goals every week, even every day, waking up and saying, today, this is what I want to accomplish. I need to accomplish these things, and really setting those goals even higher that it may seem unattainable, as Grant Cardone says, to 10x everything, to try to shoot for the stars and hopefully land somewhere even better.
Right. Oh, no, that's awesome. I love that. And I love that graph.
Yeah.
What role StreetText plays in your business?
Yeah, so StreetText has been, huge in my success in the last couple months. I'd say about 90% of my leads that are coming in are through StreetText, which I get a lead pretty much every single day, sometimes multiple leads a day, which a lot of them have been coming in with email attached to it. So I have been fortunate enough to be able to follow up very easily with my client or with potential clients through those StreetText leads.
Perfect. I love that. And so with those leads, so let's just say that you do get a full submission. So you get phone number, you get email address, name. How would you follow up with those?
So with those, especially if I get a phone number, like those are the gold ones, right, where we can definitely connect with them and in multiple mediums. So with something like that, what I do is I make sure that I reach out to them within the hour. If I can get it within the first 10 minutes, that would be great. But sometimes, obviously, especially right now, real estate's just booming in Minnesota, so it's kind of hectic, crazy. But within the hour, I send them out a bomb video introducing myself so they can see my face. I either do a live recording or I have a pre-one set up just in case I'm busy doing something, if I'm with a client or just don't look the way that I want to look on a video. So after that, then I let them know that, or within the video, I let them know that they'll have CMA to them within 24 hours. And then I do make sure that I follow up on that. And usually it's within like 5 or 6 hours that I get it to them, but for sure within that 24-hour time period, be able to get that to them. And then within the email, I just really stress the point that the CMA, the numbers that I'm giving them, it's just a range, and I need to be in the home seeing what kind of features that they have, any updates that they've done, to be able to give them some ideas of the ways that they could get the most value out of their home as they're selling, or the most equity. So that's basically what I do. And if I can get in the home, I typically can close the deal and make them my client. So.
That's awesome. So with the people that you do follow up with, then do you ever get objections, or do you ever get people who reply in like maybe a more negative fashion?
I've had a couple people where, like with follow-up emails, they'll be like, just stop. Like, I don't want to hear from you anymore.
Yeah.
Which, for the few that are negative with it, it's okay because there are so many more positives that come from it. So you can't reach everybody, and some people are just grouchy. So you just kind of got to say, okay, well, I'll maybe bother you again in a couple months just to see if anything's changed, but I'll stop harassing you, as you would say.
Okay, so let's maybe chat about the address submission. So you just get an address from these leads. What's your next step?
Yeah, so with those, I mean, right now I haven't been doing a ton with them just because I do have so many email submission leads that I'm able to follow up on those. But with the address only, I have been sending out postcards just saying, hey, I need more information.
Mm-hmm.
If you do want a CMA or want me to evaluate your home, definitely let me know. Here's my contact information. But I do want to start using those address only submissions in a more productive way where I will actually be sending out multiple postcards to those same addresses, maybe once or even twice a month.
Right. Okay. And before we go, we'll just chat about I want to talk about the listings that you got through StreetText, and then the award that you won through your brokerage. So maybe let's chat about all of that in total.
Yeah. So one of my listings that I have right now actually has an accepted offer on it. So I'm
Awesome.
super happy about that. The other one that was supposed to go live today, actually. So the client called me last night and we had something written up in the agreement where if he was able to find a buyer himself before it went live, that basically he wouldn't owe me anything. And
Okay.
he sold it last night.
Oh, wow.
That was a bummer, but it's still referrals because he said, I enjoyed this because I kind of was working with him for about 2 weeks, getting his house ready and
Yeah.
pictures and everything like that. So at least it's hopefully going to snowball into something where he can refer me to somebody else. But that's honestly the market that we're in. That it's like these houses are moving so fast
Yeah.
that sometimes the sellers are able to do it by themselves.
Yeah.
So that was a bit of a bummer, but otherwise, I've got another one coming on the market at the end of the month, and right now they just took some of my advice of some things that they should be doing, and they had a couple things that were a little bit more major, like they had blue carpet in their house, and I was like, at the price point you want to be, you might want to get rid of that blue carpet
Yeah.
and stuff. So they're going to be going on at the end of the month, and then I just have a couple other ones that are they weren't quite ready to list, but they wanted to take my advice and then say, well, contact me in June, and then we'll get them on the market, after 4th of July kind of thing.
And that's something that you're very good at too, is because you have an interior design, either background or just general interest. So you're able to kind of tell people, what to change to maybe make a few extra thousand and stuff like that. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I try to show them pictures of before and afters of like this is what a simple, like a lot of times I will talk about light fixtures. Like light fixtures are huge in a room. People may not think it. Like people often think of like paint and stuff like that, which that's all important too. But a light fixture can really be a statement piece in a room.
Mm-hmm.
So I say if you can add that statement piece, it can change the overall feel of that room for just a couple $100.
Right. Very cool. So within your first year real estate, you can correct me here, but you said that, and working part-time as well, but you were able to close 12 deals within the first year, part-time real estate. And then you got an award through your brokerage. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so tell us a bit about that.
So right when I started, so it was in October, and we had our end of the year party in December the first year. So I'd only been in it for a couple months and just had one sale in that time. And a bunch of people were receiving awards that first year, and I was like, I want one of those. Like, I want to get up and be able to be like, yeah, I get this little trophy here. So I made that a goal in my mind of that. I visualized that award sitting on my desk, that was something that I was going to have. And so it was just really cool to have that visualized in my mind and then to make it become real in December. So
Very cool. Thank you so much for chatting with us again today, Sarah.